In the darkness of a summer night, 42 of the best race car drivers in the world will take on what has become the most prestigious stock car race in the entire world. Endurance is not something that the ARCSOA Elite Series drivers are typically used to. And, to be honest, the one-off drivers aren't really used to the ARCSOA Elite Series cars. But all that doesn't matter, as the American 700 is one of the most prestigious races around. Yes, the race is 700 miles. Winners like Vijay Prashanda was the first driver to ever win the American 700. Jacob Hart, who's not here this week, however, his brother Noah's here, won the second running of it. Sean Perkins, Sony Cup Series champion, won the third running of it. Vincent Allen, one of the drivers in the field today, at age 14 years old, won the fourth one in his father's honor. And last year, DJ Curtis, who surprisingly made the field in a underpowered Aussie Vineyards car, won last year's at Texas Motor Speedway. We are back, however, to take on a challenge that Fontana started for the first two seasons. Fontana is the home of the American 700, the initial home of it. Many injuries have happened in this race. Death with Andreas Allen. Injury with Aaron McCormick. Rod Houston. A few others. Alex Allen, or Andreas Allen again. So the American 700 is a race of attrition, but also a race of pride. Let's go to the starting grid. Starting at the rear of the grid today, we have Jay Stella in his first ever American 700 start. Good to see him on the grid. Kazuki Takamoto is on his inside in 41st position. Not the best starting spot, but you can pretty much win from anywhere here. On the outside of the second to last row, we have Will Lewis, and in the Action Terra. And on the inside, we have Stephen Pollard III, one of three Mitsubishis that attempted this race. I believe all three qualified. On the outside, we have one of the last of the Oricom Army cars, being Trek Tauger. Trek Tauger had a pretty poor final qualifying run. However, like I said, anyone can win this. Spyro Simonetta in the Air Asia car did a nice job getting that car into the field in one of the Hondas in the field, one of two Hondas, because Charlie Fabrosis, of course, didn't make it. Tanya Jackwater in the second of the Oricom Army cars, or the third of them, rather, as we're going back to front, is in the 13 car. Once again, kind of the same as Tauger, got held up in traffic. On the inside, we have Mark Flicka-Fakal in the Subaru car. Good to see him on the grid. On the outside of the next row, we have Gio Arias in the Horizon Group car. Good to see him on the grid. And we have the second of the Oricom Army cars in Marian Shara. Remember, Oricom is one of the fastest cars on the grid, so it's kind of strange to see all four of them this far back. Shows kind of the speed of the one-off cars. Eugene DeMax in the last of the CBM cars is going to be starting right here. Alongside of him, we have Vincent Allen, the Season 15 ARCSOA Elite Series American 700 winner. So that's our first of the champions in this field of this race. Brendan Berg, one of the upstart rookies, is having a pretty good run. And that is Matt Duncan in the 42. They got that car quickly fixed up. And that car is actually running faster than I've seen any of the Thunder cars run. Matt Duncan's certainly a talent to watch in the future coming years. On the outside of the next row, we have James Silverfox in the 91 car. Second CBM on the grid. We expected Silverfox to be a little bit higher up the grid, but good to see him on it at least and not wrecking out. And on his inside, we have Kyle Nova in the only of the prototype Toyotas to make the grid. So it's great to see Kyle Nova on the grid, as Toyota is going to be having a lot of developmental stuff on that car. Ike Durbin is a long way back, actually, as he qualified on the outside here. And on his inside, we have Sean Harple in the 28 car Carolina car. On the outside of the next row, we have Daniel Day in the second CBM car, and on the inside of him, we have Jeffrey Finguy in the 92. On the outside of the next row, we have Skyla Johnson in the 99 car, another driver who I think could get an Elite Series ride for Season 18. She's been looking really fast in American 700 festivities. And on the inside, we have Cody Lamas in the 48 car, the leading CBM car. CBM, of course, brought 4 cars like Oricom. Joshua Michaels is on the outside of the next row, and a shot qualifying this high was DJ Curtis in the 16 car. DJ Curtis did a fantastic job getting up this far up the grid in that Aussie Vineyards car. That car actually gained a lot of speed over the last couple of, over qualifying and final practice this morning. Did very well, so watch DJ Curtis. Sean Angel had a fantastic qualifying run in the Porsche. His teammate was forced to pit by ARCSOA officials and kind of screwed out of making the race, so one Porsche in the race. And on his inside, we have Sean Galligan, the Captain Aggression, as I call him, probably Britain's most popular ARCSOA Elite Series driver. Great to see the 44 car on the grid. Alex Allen tried for many years to win this American 700, but never could. Is up here on the outside, and on his inside we have Joseph Curtis, who beat out brother DJ Curtis on the grid. So Joseph Curtis in the 67 car, great run by him. Randy Carpenter in the 29 car did a fantastic job getting onto the grid. Once again, Randy Carpenter is looking for his first ever American 700 finish, or race win. His, of course, teammate DJ Curtis last year won the race, so hopefully we can see the other Red Bull get a win here. On his inside, we have James Shelley in the other Kate next car. Still looking for his first ever ARCSOA Elite Series win. However, it very well could come here at the American 700. Wouldn't that be a great first win to get? Outside of the next row, we have Tamor Delise. Good to see that name back, and finally in a good car, it looks like, as that the Hyundai cars have been very, very fast. On his inside, we have Jordan Davis. That was the same crew that won the race last year, the American 700 last year, and suspect the Infinity to hopefully top what the Lexus did last year. Here is Noah Hart, legend Noah Hart in the 360 car. If he gets a top 10, kids will eat free at Golden Corral tomorrow. So I bet a lot of people really want to see Noah Hart do well today. And on the inside, we also have another fat-inducing car, being Jordan Newman in the Dairy Queen Nissan Altima. Let's hope Jordan Newman does a fantastic job as well. Jacob Anthony in the Mentervini is the only Mentervini that actually made the start. Hopefully, we're hearing that those sponsors that are on the car are going to go away, so it is imperative that they do well in this race to attract possible new sponsors. Tyler Thabor in the other Hyundai car, a long time since we've seen that name in the series, qualified very, very well. On the outside, with only a couple of rows to go, is Ian Dutta in a fantastic showing, alongside former teammate Kenny Myatt in the Discover Ohio. The only Discover Ohio, and co-points leader, as his teammate and other co-point leader, Charlie Prosis, did not qualify due to a gearbox problem. And on to the second front row, we have Nick Mace. I believe it's the second front row. Nick Mace, legend Nick Mace, is qualifying very, very well here. And on his inside, we have Ivan Brazenkov, who we've seen quite a lot here in the ARCSOA Elite Series. And on the front row, we have Tomas Sarinen, who has been a shock revelation in this qualifying. Been ridiculously fast and been one of the best drivers I've seen out of the one-off class. Good to see him on the grid. And on the pole for the American 700, the 6th running, we have Chris Washer, predictably on the Ferrari, getting the front row. Now the question is, can that car keep together long enough to see the end of the American 700? Who knows? Well, that's your grid for the American 700 here at Fontana. Let's go down to the start. The aforementioned Chris Washer is going to lead the field of 42 down to the green flag here. I believe everybody's going to take the start. Green is out. And it looks like Tomas Sarinen in the Corvette on the outside line got a much better start than Washer, but can Washer fight back on the inside down into turn 1, or will Sarinen close the gap? Looks like Yeah, looks like Washer's gonna get that spot back. Not a very good start by Washer, but he's going to get it back on the inside as we go back down through the order. Looks like a lot of these cars are right now going pretty cleanly at this stage. Hopefully they can stay this way as the field goes back toward the back. Looks like everybody is clean so far. However, this is a critical time at Fontana. Every once in a while here at Fontana, you'll get a wreck pretty early on that will take out quite a few cars. It's also called the big one here at the American 700. We get that every year. We get a multi-car crash that takes out 7 or 8 cars. And will it happen here? Who knows? But let's go back to the front as we look at Tuomas Saarinen takes a big lead. And it looks like Washer's gotten moved to the high side, and Dutta and Myatt are right now chugging on the inside line. Dutta's going to hit the bump and fall back. So that's one thing you're going to want to watch is this bump, and they're going to try 4 wide, it looks like. This is kind of the critical moment. You don't want to do 4 wide too early here. Luckily, they make it work, at least up here. Here's fighting back for P2 now, as it looks like, no, he hits the bump, and that's going to actually put Myatt there, and it looks like even Hart and Mace are now going to swamp Washer. And it looks like, yes, Mace is going to clear him. I'm not sure about Hart. Remember, if he gets a top 10, kids eat free at Golden Corral, which makes this kind of an extra incentive for him to do well. Been a while since Hart was in the car at Amari and really didn't do a whole lot. But Noah Hart right now is still trying to hunt for his first American 700 win. His brother won it once before. It looks like Myatt's trying to set up Saarinen, but it looks like Mace is also back there. Myatt's has been exceptionally happy since Mace and Hart are in this race. 2 of the drivers he fought with in the early days of the series. Myatt's, of course, retiring at the end of the year. Mace and these guys retired from full-time competition last year. To show the speed of the one-off cars, this is Marian Shawrot and the 2 other Oricom cars. They're down in 36th, the highest, with the exception of Vincent Allen, who is in 30th. And that just shows the Oricoms are one of the fastest cars on track, typically on any any regular ARCSOA weekend. It just shows the speed of some of these one-off cars that they're all relegated to the back, really. Oricom's Army. CBM's doing a little bit better. However, yeah, nice clean start, though, out of the American 700 this year. Tuomas Saarinen continues to lead this race. Saarinen, I'm expecting, he's been considering a switch to the ARCSOA Elite Series, and it looks like, well, this could be a move that he would be, it might be a wise move for him, but it looks like Myatt is going to try the inside, not clear it, though, but, oh, we got a yellow out. We're going to go in the back. Oh, Skylar Johnson, and it looks like one of the, Durban Sports looks like, Finn guy got a piece of that as well, but Johnson has some serious rear end damage. That's going to be the first caution of the race. Go through the order. Doesn't look like anybody else has damage. They come back to the start-finish line. Saarinen's going to, I think, lead back to the line. Yes, he does. Tuomas Saarinen leads back to the first caution. Let's take a look and see what happened here in this first caution of this 700-mile race. But Johnson would, I think, hit the bump down there and fall way back here. But then she holds up. That's Randy Carpenter, and I don't think she realizes that Finn Guy's coming, and slams the door on Finn Guy. Lack of spatial awareness on Johnson's part, and into the wall goes Skylar Johnson. Nice avoidance here by Kyle Nova as well. Every Finn Guy would make his race a whole lot worse here by doing this. He wouldn't slow down nearly in time and slam into the back of Kyle Nova. The rear end damage on Kyle Nova would actually get exacerbated, or damage on Kyle Nova after he made that amazing avoidance. You'd actually get rear end damage out of it. So, I don't know what Jeffrey Finn Guy was thinking, but yeah. Saarinen, I believe, would get you the first off pit road, but however, Myatt's saying he got it. We'll have to see if they give it to Myatt or Saarinen. Looks like a few other cars got some nice runs off pit road as we're going to go back into the pit lane and see if anybody is having issues. I think everybody's back in the race. Looks like they repaired Skylar Johnson. They took off the hood of Finn Guys, so Finn Guys' American 700s are pretty much over. Hopes are pretty much done, and they fixed the rear end on Nova, so nice to see. And I think they did put Myatt, it looks like, is out in front. So Kenny Myatt leads coming off the pit road. It looks like, unless if they put Saarinen in afterward. Jordan Newman would get called back down to pit road because he has an oil leak, and he would eventually fall out of the race because of it with the camshaft problem. So Jordan Newman, well, his American 700 hopes, he was running 9th, are out. So Jordan Newman in the Dairy Queen car is over. Something was also wrong with Joseph Curtis, and he would go to the back of the grid as well. He was back there already, kind of, but Joseph Curtis would have some, they had to check up and see some, if a tire was going down under caution. So Joseph Curtis will have to start working his way back up through the field. Luckily, he's got plenty of time to do so. This is, like I said, a 700-mile race. Hyatt would lead on the restart here as green flag is out. He gets a better start than Saarinen. Saarinen kind of bogged down there. However, we do know that 20 car. Interesting thing about it is, that is, of course, a Corvette. That is the Corvette that Alan Cavagnaro won the opener here at Fontana last year with. So that's kind of explains why it's so strong. That Corvette is a little monster. It wasn't very good on the road courses, but on the ovals, it was fast as stink. It also looks like Noah Hart in his return is going for the lead in the Golden Corral 360 car. But can he clear it before the bump on the inside line? That's going to be the key. And he does, but Washer doesn't. Washer's going to get bogged down. And that's not good for Washer's hopes, as he's going to fall right back down. And it looks like he tried shutting the door there on the DNC car. That is of Ian Dutta. But it looks like Noah Hart is trying to hold off Saarinen, but Saarinen's diving underneath him. And Tuomas Saarinen looks like he's going to get the lead out of this, because he's got the inside line, unless if Hart pinches him down. No, he doesn't. Saarinen lost his momentum, and Noah Hart's going to retain the lead in the Golden Corral car. As we go further back, Skylar Johnson and Jeffrey Finguy are having some rather slow cars out there, and they won't be winning the American 700 unless if something really strange happens, which is something that can tend to happen at the American 700. Here's Mari and Charlotte. They look like they're going to try 4 wide with Ike Durbin. Another car that tends to do well at the American 700, or tends to do well in a normal race and is back here in the back, is Ike Durbin, as these one-off cars are really throwing a different curveball at some of these teams. And here's a rather interesting battle here, as this is 5 wide, actually, and this is not going to end well, but Silver Fox backs out of it wisely. Kind of the veteran that he is, he backed out of that. 5 wide isn't a very smart thing to do while you're on lap 15. Kenny Myatt once said this is the time of the race where you've got to just calm everybody down and just give room to everybody, because it's too early to be racing a lot like this. Myatt also said this doesn't hurt to get up to the front and just race up front and avoid this mess so that you can stay in contention at the end of it. As it looks like Washer is going to get by Saarinen on the outside line, but it looks like Saarinen's going to fight back on the inside with help from Myatt. Another 4 wide battle here entering turn 1. This is with the 2 Catnex cars and one of the ARCSOA Americas and Ivan Brazenkov. Actually, the only ARCSOA America in this race being Joshua Michaels. Even though Shelton has been was faster than him. Oh, somebody's breaking down. Looks like the Mentervany of Antony's breaking down. Tough break for the Mentervany squad. They needed all the sponsorship. They needed all the showing they could get, because they're losing their sponsorship at the end of this race. And that car got a serious problem on it. Tough break for Jacob Anthony. Doesn't even get 17 laps into the 350. As there goes Skylar Johnson by, and there is Jeffrey Finguy. Back up to the front is Noah Hart. We'll see if they bring out a caution for Anthony. No, Anthony gets it back to the pits. Close racing battle here between Ian Dutta and this is for second place. It looks like Myatt's going to dive low to get to the inside, but Noah Hart is a rocket ship right now in the lead. Noah Hart really hasn't had a whole lot of luck in the American 700, but good to see Noah Hart up there in the grid, while Chris Washer actually is going to win that second place battle, and Myatt's going to probably get shuffled out here. I wonder if Dutta or Brazenkov's going to hit the bump. Well, I think Brazenkov certainly did, as Myatt's going to make an aggressive move to the inside. Anthony had a tire going down, so he's still in this race, and that's always a good thing in this race, because this is a very high attrition race. Chris Washer is going for the lead. But Jacob Anthony, like I said, needs as much sponsorship they can get from the Mentervany squad, because R.L. Ryusu had a tire going down at the end of the qualifier and out of a transfer spot, so he couldn't even make the qualifier. And it looks like Chris Washer is going to take the lead here if Noah Hart can't say anything about it, though. Washer does get the lead, but Hart's got the advantage on the inside line. So Noah Hart Lets Washer lead for a lap, but dives immediately right back to the low side to retake the lead. But also look on the bottom lane on the inside, there's Tomas Saarinen, who has been one of the fastest cars all weekend. The first green flag lap car they're going to have to deal with is Jacob Anthony, the leaders, as Washer's going to try again and get the inside line, as it looks like one of the Catnex cars got the bump. That was Galligan got the bump. It looks like the other one did too back there. And it looks like Alex Allen. Oh, there is a yellow. No, I thought there was a yellow out for a second. There is not. I apologize for that. And looks like the DNCs are trying to swamp Galligan there. And there's two of the Hyundai cars are back there. Hyundai is expected to make a full-time run next year lately with the addition here. They are interested in it, so I'd be very interested to see how they do. Secondary pack led by Matt Duncan, who has been a lot faster in that car than William Duncan or Chris Louvier have. Brendan Berg, who has been another revelation. Oh, one of the Red Bulls is breaking! Or has a tire going down or something. That's Randy Carpenter. We thought he would be a contender for the American 700, but he's going to need some help now. He either blew a tire or has something going wrong. It looks like he's gaining speed again. No, I don't know. Is he gaining speed again? Maybe to merge? I don't know, but this is not good for his hopes. No, he's not. He's got a problem with that one. I'm wondering if it's the same debris that the 77 hit, because that was about the same place that 77 started going. Maybe no, 77 was going in turn 2, but Carpenter's got some big problems with that car. Probably a tire going down, but we will see if he will rejoin and find out what the prognosis actually is. Washer leads over Brazenkopf, Myatt, and Hart. There's Saarinen back there as well. This is the kind of racing we kind of expected out of Fontana here. Texas was a little bit more spread out, but Fontana always gave kind of these really intense American 700s, and this is kind of what we expected. Track is aging, getting a lot of bumps, however, it is great to see that this track is doing a nice job for the American 700 like it did in the first 2 seasons. Carpenter did have a tire going down, and he is rejoining the race way back down the order in 38th place right now, it says. And wow, is that Nick Mace having problems? Yes, Nick Mace must have had a tire going down as well, so Nick Mace was one of the fastest cars all weekend. He is definitely being hounded now, as he's got a long way to go to catch back up. The slower cars in the race, led by Mark Plical, Kyle Nova, Spyro Simonetta's back here, Gio Arias, Stephen Pollard III, and Will Lewis. And then there's these two, obviously. And Noah Hart did lead this lap. It's been kind of a recycling, revolving door here, as it looks like Anthony actually rejoined this pack and is staying up with them. We'll have to see. He's on lap 25. The leaders of Hart and them, they are on lap 27, so he's got a couple of laps to catch up. Not what I'd really want to be in a situation if I were Jacob Anthony. Well, here's 3 of the CBMs, at least. I don't know where the 4th one is, but 3 of the CBMs. That's Daniel Day back there. I think everyone except for Lamas, maybe. No, everyone except for Silver Fox. Where is Silver Fox, by the way? He's in the middle, it looks like. He's not in the lead pack, but he's not in the second pack. He's going to get caught by this pack. So all 4 CBMs will be in this pack. It looks like all 4 Walkiers are in line. All 4 Oricon Walkiers are in line. And looks like that's going to be an interesting team battle. Even though these guys are losing the pack right now, I won't count any of them out, because this race is quite the attrition-filled race it tends to get as the race starts going on. And anyone really has a chance at this. Carpenter is going to be the next car to get lapped, as Chris Washer is leading this field around. It looks like Noah Hart is still in second place. Washer has been, again, one of the fastest cars out there, except there's been a lot of concerns with the reliability of the Ferraris. Well, they've had issues all season with reliability, and the fact that Jake Baskinger, who was in a safe transfer spot, broke down, and that looks like scheduled pit stops are starting to begin. Brazenkopf stayed out. He's going to have no help, however, and a couple of the slower cars pitted last time. A couple of cars down the order, like Jay Stella and these guys. Looks like Takamoto and Durbin stay out, and pretty much everybody's coming down pit road. Aplika Plakal is coming in. He was the only car out of that last group of cars that actually stayed out. as we're going to expect where Brazenkopf comes in. I'm expecting he's going to have some trouble along with some of these cars because there's less of a pack here. It looks like Dudda's going to be forced to stay out again because the pit road thing is blocked, so Dudda is going to be in a very difficult situation as well. Ian Dudda will. So what will Ian Dudda be doing here to prevent him from screwing up? Is here comes the pack out of the pits. It looks like Alex Allen got a nice run off the pit road there. It looks like Washer is going to retain the lead coming out of the pits. However, Hart's got to run. Can't really pass on the exit, though, to pit road. Looks like not a whole lot changed. It looks like maybe Alex Allen jumped a few spots, but as we go back through the order, it looks like some more cars are on pit road. Brazenkopf is on all by himself, with the exception of maybe the 44. So now it's where you're going to start making your friends. This is the point where Kenny Myatt, who's done this before, and a few other drivers said something very similar, said that you need to be calm at this part of the race. Comes Ivan Brazenkopf out of the pits. I don't think he'll get the lead out of this because he's only going 170, and there's Chris Washer going 202. It's going to be close, though, but if he would have had help, maybe, but... Oh, I don't know! Brazenkopf might get the lead out of this, so Ivan Brazenkopf, where's Dudda, by the way? Oh, not even close. Dudda's way down the order. He didn't have any help. We'll see where Brazenkopf is. Actually, he's right now getting passed by Washer. Here comes Dudda out of the pits. He's only going 152, and here comes the leaders. Not even close for Dudda. Dudda's going to have a long way to catch up, too. But, like I said, cautions will happen in this race, and, well, I would expect that, and Dudda's probably going to be hoping for one. I don't know about soon, but as long as he doesn't go a lap down, he should be fine. Is now lapping Skyla Johnson. There's been rumors that she might go to an Elite Series ride, who knows. But, Skyla Johnson is doing a nice, or, well, not nice, she's had some bad luck and kind of had a brain fade moment, but she's staying out of the way, being a respectful back marker, and maybe she'll actually try and keep up with this pack, I'm wondering, because she did kind of get held up by the Finn Guy car on the start. Oh, wow. Looks like Michaels nearly slid up right into her, so Joshua Michaels, maybe that car is not handling right, that ARCSOA America, but he's in 4th place, so nice showing by the 04 car. The only ARCSOA America in this race. 2 cars to lap will be Spyro Simonetta, and, well, Jeffrey Finn Guy is probably going to get passed by Simonetta here. But, this is going to be Finn Guy's chance here. Suzuki Takamoto is doing a nice job in the Subaru car, up in P20 right now, a lot higher than Puka Pakala, his teammate, who is way back in 31st, with the Oracoms, with 2 of the Oracoms, and the other 2 Oracoms are kind of up in this pack. But, nice job by Takamoto, great job by Matt Duncan in the in 18th place in the Thunder. Catch the 92 cars. It looks like Hart's going for the lead by using Finn Guy as a pick. Looks like Brazenkopf's going down there as well. Looks like pretty much everybody is going down there with the exception of Michaels, who was caught up on the outside line. Except Sarinen's going to get the bump and fall back a long way, actually. So Sarinen's going to have to try something, as Dudda's going on the inside as well. Kind of a close racing here with trying to get by the lap traffic here. Looks like they're trying to the outside of trying to get by Finn Guy. We'll see what Finn Guy... Oh, Sarinen's blown up! What a brawl! No, Saarinen! Tomas Saarinen had a car that was absolutely fantastic. And that car just went right there. That Corvette is done. Aw, man, that's a tough break for Tomas Saarinen. We knew that car was quick, but the high RPM of this track is a very, very high RPM track, and just kind of blew up on him. So a great debut for Saarinen. It's going to be tarnished by a bad engine, by his engine going. That's it. Jacob Anthony, who's on a different pit strategy, is coming down, is on pit road now, as well as you're seeing Saarinen getting pulled back into the garage. Tomas Saarinen is done, but Anthony is going to be, well, re-lapped again, or lapped a couple more times. But Anthony is on like I said, a radically different pit strategy because of the tire. And now Noah Hart is the leader, is going to lap him again. So Anthony's not having a great race, and tough break for Tomas Saarinen. He really had a good race going. One of the most aggressive ARCSOAs back here in this pack with a lot of the regular cars, like I see DJ Curtis, Harple's back here, it looks like Takamoto's still here. Majority of the CBMs outside of, well, actually all the CABMs up there. Is that the 91? Let's see. No, I don't think they've caught the 91 yet. The 91 actually caught onto this little pack, but the 19 and these guys, this has been a very aggressive pack. The pack in front of them has been a lot of guys we haven't talked about, like Brendan Berg, who's doing a nice job. Joseph Curtis has regained all those spots that he lost. Ike Durbin and Silver Fox are back there as well. Looks like Silver Fox got the bump, but nice to see some of these guys doing a great job. And Myatt's got a tire going down. Myatt had a tire going down, so he's on pit road and going to lose a lot of time. So tires are going to be a big factor here. The bumps on this track are going to be very, very nasty to these cars. We've seen Myatt come back from a couple laps down before in American 700, or we've seen cars come back from laps down the American 700 before. DJ Curtis came back from a lap down last season to win the race. We'll see what Myatt can do, but tough break for the 9 car. He was specifically out here trying to go for the American 700 again. Still hasn't won. It's been up in the lead pack a lot of the time, but tough break for Kenny Myatt in the 9, and somebody else is pitting as well. That's all. Carpenter's on a different pit strategy, so that's a totally different ball game there. Emmer Delis and Tyler Thaber in the 96 and 95 are showing that Hyundai really cares about making a full-time effort here in the ARCSOA Lead Series. I wouldn't expect anything less to see a team of Hyundais next year, if not a Hyundai factory team, which will be a nice addition to the series. I always enjoy seeing new manufacturers. So, great to see that these one-off cars that aren't really like one-off cars, but they are doing a fantastic job. Washer's your leader right now over Ivan Brazenkopf and Noah Hart as they're fighting pretty hard back there. It looks like Hart's going to get the bump and somebody else looks like pitting. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, Nick Mace is coming in from that tire issue he had. So a lot of different crazy pit strategies here due to tires. Despite Myatt not doing well, it seems like the drivers are heeding to his advice about being calm through the mid part of the race. This has been a recent trend in the American 700. Like, you'll maybe get a caution early on, but the early part of the race has calmed down quite a lot since the early days. And, which is great to see, because the early Fontana races were kind of wrecky at first, and we'd only have like 12 cars racing it midway on. So, it was just a nice change of pace to see this many cars still out on track. Myatt is doing pretty well here. He said the key to this is to relax right now, and relaxation is kind of what you got to do, because this is a 700-mile race. A lot of people don't really take heed, as it looks like we're getting the first of these scheduled pit stops. Looks like the back markers are coming in like they did a lap early last time. A lot of people don't really realize the endurance that goes into this race. I mean, 700 miles is a long way on one driver. And it looks like Hart and Brazenkopf stay out again, or with Washer, it looks like pretty much everybody in the lead pack stayed out again. But they will be coming up to lap traffic, so being Pollard and Arias, so I would expect they to come down pit road either this time or maybe next, but I don't think they'd want to mess with those lap cars. Here they come down pit road. Looks like Washer and the majority of, no, actually a lot of the leaders stayed out actually that time. It looks like they're trying to get on different strategies. As it looks like Brazenkopf and Allen stayed out. Alex Allen did, and looks like Jordan Davis, or that's Carpenter actually, Michaels and Anthony, who's a lap down and on a different strategy. 2 Cat next cars are still out as well. Of Galligan and Shelley, they're going to probably work together to try and get up through the order as well. I would expect them to either pit. Oh boy, that's a crazy move by Shelley. Thought that was Galligan for a minute making that move, but they would both bring her down pit road right as we speak, and it looks like also we are seeing Brazenkopf come in as well. Brazenkopf, of course, stayed out an extra lap last time. So, did Dutta stay out again, I wonder? Dutta is still the leader, so, and so did Michaels stay out too, so lap cars are going to be very interesting to watch here, as we are going to see where the 5 is. They're coming out of the pit road here. That's Pollard as well. Hart must have gotten a slow pit stop, but here we go. We'll see where they slot in. If that lead group of Brazenkopf did beat them out again, I'm really not thinking this time. But there they are, I think right in the background back there. will go up to the 5 again. Compared to the 4, let's see. I think the 4 might get this again. The 5's having some problems with, I'm wondering about traffic with Pollard. And the 4, I think, is going to get the lead out of this. Or, well, the de facto lead. And here they come. Mace is getting by to get a lap back. However, yes, definitely, Ivan Brazenkov is our leader, I think, right now. A little bit slower still, but we go through the order. Here comes Michaels and Dutta out of the pits. I don't think that's going to really help them all that much. As here comes Brazenkov in the Opel. And, yeah, not even close, really. Oh, somebody's blowing up! Why do I want to say it was one of the Orcom Army cars? I thought I saw somebody blowing up. Oh, something's wrong with, Michaels there. I swear I saw somebody blowing up. Michaels, we see, is having a problem. He did lose a lot of speed there. However, I swear somebody blew up. Yes, Will Lewis is out. Will Lewis was blowing up, I believe. Let's take a look and see if that was him. So Will Lewis is done out of this race. Lap 52, next casualty of mechanical problems. It looked like he was coming out of the pits. Maybe it was a gearbox problem as Day nearly sideswiped him there, Daniel Day. But Will Lewis is having a serious mechanical problem and will retire from the race. So tough break for the Action Terra bunch, the only car that Action Terra got into the race. Joshua Michaels' car is now running a little bit better, but still in 6th place, but still running a bit better now. I think a lot of these cars, they're having a nice green flag run, which is nice, but I'm expecting a caution soon, maybe? I mean, typically after cautions, you tend to start, or typically after a pit cycle, you tend to start seeing cautions. There's Finn Guy, who has been involved in that early race wreck, or actually was involved in the early race wreck, and then didn't actually pay attention under caution, and, well, ran right into the back of him. There's Stella going a lap down, obviously. So some of these one-off cars are slow, but some of them are fast, like Noah Hart. Another blow-up is taking place. Sean Angel just went. Sean Angel's car just blew up, so... Oh, man, what a bad day. What a bad weekend for the Porsche cars. Sean Angel wasn't running very well either, but there went his car, 57 laps, so you're starting to see... This race isn't going to have a whole lot of cars left at the end of it, I don't think, with cars blowing up already. ARCSOA Elite Series cars are only about to go for 200 miles, at the most 250, and they have to stretch them to 700 miles, these cars, so... Not to mention, some of these cars actually raced in prior races. I know somebody brought a Daytona car once, somebody maybe brought a Vegas car, but... definitely a, tough break for Sean Angel. Jackwater would be also coming down pit road for maybe a tire problem. Jackwater is one of the Orcom Army cars. Has been mediocre at best, probably the worst out of the Orcom drivers, but I think she had a tire going down, so that's going to be a big problem for her. She's going to go a lap down. Here's her coming up to these, this lap pack here. That is Vincent Allen, the Season 15 American 700 winner. Whoa! Brazenkov nearly made contact with him there at 200 and something miles an hour, and it looks like Washer's going to take the lead. Hart's going to get the bump. There's Kyle Nova in the prototype Toyota. They're thinking that the Panasonic team might switch to that next year. That model next year. I believe that's the Camry. Or not the Camry. That might not be the Camry. I don't know what it is, but we will see what the cars will do. We'll see what Toyota will do for their team next year. James Silverfox now joins the ranks of cars that would blow a tire. So, man, tire wear over these bumps have been a pain. And this race has been getting crazy. Jacob Anthony is, of course, on the different pit strategy. So, tough break for Silverfox. I'm expecting a lot of cars are going to have issues going through the race now. So, I wouldn't count really anybody who's still in the race out besides maybe Finn Guy, but... or Johnson, for that matter. But we'll see, as some of these cars are having tire problems. I think it's the key to this race is probably minimizing your errors. As there's Washer trying to get by Shalrot in the Oricom. And looks like that's going to be a key there, as Nick Mace is still one of the fastest cars on the track. He might try and get a lap back here. He is, I believe, 2 or 3 laps down. So, 2 laps down we're hearing. So he's going to try and definitely get a lap back and maybe catch a caution, because some of these lead lap cars are starting to catch these lap cars, and they are being held up pretty badly. As we look through the pack, Randy Carpenter is back up on the lead lap. I don't think he's pitted yet, but he's in 15th place, which is a nice... Well, actually, I think that's just all the cars that have had problems. Because what lap are the leaders on? There's Mike coming back down again. I gotta see what lap the leaders are on. They were on 63. These guys are on 64, so... Randy Carpenter is right now... Well, trying, I'll say. That's just how many cars have been lapped or having problems, and that shows the speed of the Carpenter car, because all these cars have been lapped on the pit strategy. Sorry, they weren't lapped. Actually, that was just because of the way that the lap is set up. The other cars have taken the lap, and these guys haven't. So these guys are all on the lead lap, so I'm thinking Carpenter hasn't pitted yet. Oh, we got a caution! Somebody wrecked. On the front stretch, we've got skid marks. We have to see who it was. I don't know. Whoever it was. Oh, it looks like Allen's got damage. And blowing up. Alex Allen's out. We have to see what happened. It's coming out of the pits. Doesn't see Washer. And Myatt's around and out of the race, it looks like. Well, he's going to keep going, but what was that? Washer's got a problem now. Kenny Myatt really needed to heed to his own advice, and Myatt would hit him under caution. I know Myatt technically would have gotten his lap back there, but we have to see that again also. Washer was way low on track. Oh man, that was Washer's bad. Well, Myatt shouldn't have been going that fast, but Washer came down on him. So really, I can put blame on both of them for that. Myatt should have been slower, but Washer should have been paying more attention to what's coming. So I don't put blame on Washer for... I don't put all the blame on Myatt for that. I think Washer had a big part of it. But let's see what caused the caution. It looks like Alex Allen would get into the bump and slide up the track, and right there it looks like, oh, Ian Dutta would get a piece of it as well, so Dutta would go around. Luckily, that was a lot less cars than it could have been. But now we're going to see who that helps on pit strategy, actually. Daniel Day under caution because of that whole mess with Myatt and Washer would actually make contact with the back of Carpenter. It looks like actually Berg got some damage in that as well. We have to see if Berg's going to be alright too, but I know Day would have his hood removed from that as well. As pit stops are happening, that would put James Silverfox possibly on the lead. Well, Silverfox is a few laps down, but it's going to be a weird starting order again. As here comes Carpenter. Carpenter actually got his lap back because of it. So Carpenter had stayed out long enough that he could get a lap back. I think the 9 fell out, actually. Yes, the 9 is out, so Myatt's done. Did the 5 fall out as well? So, no, the 5 is still in this race, but I have a feeling that Chris Washer is going to be going to the steward's office after this one.